Now, should rich people pay higher energy bills to help those who are struggling? The boss of Ovo Energy has said the government should consider a so-called social tariff to help those who are worse off. It would see the poorest customers pay lower bills. It could be funded potentially by higher bills for everyone else or through higher taxes. A number of charities are backing the idea too. The comments come as the average household bill is expected to rise by £149 from this month to an average £1,700 a year after Ofgem increased its price cap. According to the Resolution Foundation think tank, 7.7 million households in England, the majority of those families with children, are at risk of fuel stress this winter. What do you think, Carole Malone?
I think it's rich of the Ovo boss and any of the big energy companies, actually. These are the people who've pocketed 420 billion quid in profit since the energy crisis began. You know, they treat the public, they treat us for fools. They treat us like a cash machine, and they're creaming profits off the back of our broken energy industry. They're the people the government should be hitting, not hard-working people, not people who are in that middle-income bracket, who are working their, their backsides off.
Because the energy companies, when the price cap first came in and was out of line with the cost of energy, about 30 energy companies just went pop.
Yes.
Their margins were so tight.
Yes, but now they're citing wholesale costs because the price of energy has come down a lot, but it's still 50% higher now than it was in 2021. So they're still making billions in
they're
profits.
the problem.
No, they're the problem.
Okay.
They're charging.
Phil?
Yes, I agree with you that they should bring those energy companies under public ownership, so we should get the profits. But get this, we're the sixth richest country in the world. This winter, people are going to die. Older people are going to die because they can't heat their homes. And let me finish, Carole. I'll listen to you and I agree with what you said. People are going to die in the sixth richest country in the world because they can't afford to warm their homes. Now, at the moment, we live in this world where poorer people, vulnerable people, older people, maybe confused people with Alzheimer's can't go on the internet and get the cheap deals that you and me probably get, the better tariffs. They get the more expensive tariffs. Every time they put their kettle on, they're paying more to make their cup of tea than we are. It's a crime, it's immoral, it's wrong. Of course there should be a social tariff for poorer people, vulnerable people, the disabled.
So
of course there should be, it's a no-brainer.
No, can I just come in there and say, that 100% agree that the winter fuel allowance, this government are shocking for cutting that. Pensioners should be given that allowance.
It's a small part of it.
Mainly because they have paid into the system all of their lives. It's not charity they're getting, it's what they've put in. And that's absolutely right. But it doesn't mean that someone else in society has to pay for that. That's the government's job to pay for that. And it's shocking that this government
I agree it should be the government. It should be a social tariff.
Why should there be a social tariff?
At the moment.
Because what you're doing is you're saying to someone...
You would both pay more for your energy because you're relatively wealthy.
Well, we are.
Are you happy about
not
that?
really, but we are compared to someone who's earning 20 grand a year.
Than the vulnerable and the disabled.
Why should you punish people who are working hard to look after their families? Why should hard-working families who are up to that... Let me finish. You said the same thing. Who are up to their eyes in energy debt have to pay for people who might not work at all. Why should that be the case?
Oh, I see. Okay,
Sorry.
but we weren't going hard-working families. We're going people on. Maybe the income is 100 grand a year, right? Let's say.
And that's two people working for 50, and in London, you know that's not very much.
Okay.
So to punish those people for...
Let Phil come in.
It's quite a lot, Carole, if you're not earning 50 or 100,000 a year. Now, look, at the moment, there's plenty of affluent people, and I know them, who've got solar panels on their roofs, who are actually paying much less for their energy than poor people who can't afford them. As I said, we live in this topsy-turvy, immoral world where poorer people... It is immoral.
It's not
where
immoral
poorer
to earn
people are
money.
paying higher tariffs than richer people because the confused and the elderly and the vulnerable can't get those cheap deals.
Richer people have bigger houses.
Yeah.
So they would pay... Their bills would be higher.
Yes.
I'm just putting the other side of it, that's all. Sarah's in Surrey. What do you think? Charge richer people more to fund electricity and heating for the poor?
I think it's a very dangerous route to go down to start making everything means tested, as we've seen, because it depends on the benchmark of where you set the level. What I think would be better would be to, firstly, either do away or sensibly cap the bonuses that bosses get from the energy companies. Also, to do away with the standing charge, because that does hit the lower income people. Or, if that's not possible, to actually standardise them across the country, because it depends which area you live in as to how much you pay.
Very good point. The standing charge is iniquitous. For if you turn off your heating, you still get a monthly bill.
Sarah's completely.
That's terrible.
But also, what we should be looking at, Sarah, is the green levies on our bills. On a normal average electricity bill, the levies are 16%. On the gas bill, it's between 6 and 8%. Get rid of those. They're punishing poor people.
But that's just to save the planet.
It's not to save the planet.
And the wind is cheaper than the gas now. Carol, get real.
16% in green tariffs on our bills. That's mad.
More wind farms because it's cheap.
And what happens when the wind doesn't blow?
Make energy cheaper for all of us.
And Annette is in Gloucestershire. Hi, Annette. What do you think? Charge the rich more for their energy?
No, I don't. I think it's very wrong. Who deems who is rich? Exactly. And I think the energy companies should be charging less to people who have financial issues and can't afford.
There's a very easy way to work out if someone's rich. You count the toilets in their house. That is absolutely it.
That is
anyone with more than 4 toilets is rich.
But this definition of
some people have more toilets than people.
Well, that's right. Yeah. And what about that? How many toilets do you have?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Phil would have.
Come on, you've got 5.
Phil would have everybody living in a one-bedroom flat with a one toilet.
We used to have a window tap.
Let's answer.
Let's have a toilet tap.
I've got 3 toilets.
Okay, well then you're not rich, so that you wouldn't be charged.
No, I'm not rich. I work hard. I'm 75. I had 2 full-time jobs. One I am paid, and the other I'm not because it's a charity.
Oh, you sound wonderful.
She is.
I am. I set up my own charity. I have
you sound wonderful.
Children to look after. But
bless you.
That's beside the point. Why is it that everybody, including this government, say, "Oh, we're going to tax the rich, put up, these the death duties and all this"? Why?
Well, I think the idea is it's free money, isn't it? Yeah, it's
everything I own, I've worked and paid tax on.
Yeah.
I think people who can't afford to keep warm and people who are not going to be able to, the elderly, they need help. Yes. And the attitude to me is not just attack somebody who's earning $50,000 a year. Go to the energy companies. They're making, like the lady here said, they're making billions.
Yeah, we all agree on that
420
one.
billion since the energy crisis started.
Thanks, Annette. Thanks so much. Bless you. I still don't get this thing. I know that there's 2 elements to energy, right? You've got the oil wells, the drilling, the BP, the Shell. Where they go and they put rigs in the sea. They bring up the oil. They do complicated stuff. There's obviously all questions about windfall taxes on them. Mm-hmm. They then refine it and they sell it to these energy companies, which we're discussing, and they have to sell it on to us. And if they make a miscalculation, they're out of business tomorrow.
Because what happens is they can overbuy, they can overestimate how much they need, and that's what they put the prices up for. So, but still, they're still fleecing Australia.
But the downside of this is we saw 30 of them just go bust in a minute.
Yeah, because they were probably taking profits out of the company.
Now they're on the other side of it. They're making some money. You want to crush them as well?
No, I don't want to crush them, but I just want them to take a proportionate amount of profits from their companies.
Don't you believe in capitalism?
Don't go there. You know I believe in capitalism, but the bottom line is 420 billion when people can't afford to pay their bills.
Bring them under public ownership. Let all of us share those profits.
Yeah, we could. It's just that when we had British Gas and it was such a delay.
It was cheaper.
You couldn't get anyone round to your house to repair the gas leak.
We are now putting ourselves in a position where we're going to have to buy energy from different countries because we have the North Sea, which is full of oil, and we can't drill there anymore. It's crazy.
Now. But listen, I'm really genuinely concerned we're heading back to where we were 2 winters ago with this Middle East situation where we're going to have...
Exactly.
Because these prices are so sensitive, they just suddenly jump, Sharon in Staffordshire, hi.
Oh, good morning, Jeremy.
Hiya, what do you think?
Good morning, Carole and
Hello.
Phil. Now, Carole, I love Carole immensely. She's absolutely 1,000% right. Carole, bravo to you, Carole.
Thank you.
Why do the rich have to pay for the poor? Why? We've worked hard to achieve what we've got. Why should I have to be paying for other people? Tell me why. I'd like to know that.
Well, how many toilets are in your house?
Stop this.
I've got like 3.
Okay, so we're talking about people who are wealthy. I don't know whether you consider yourself to be wealthy. They're talking about attacking the rich here.
Jeremy, I've worked hard to achieve everything that I've got in my life. There's people that don't work, don't do anything with themselves. So why should I have to be paying for them that decide not to work?
Yeah, but they're not targeting.
Sharon, we're not.
Sharon, they're not targeting you.
We're not targeting you.
she
We're
would get
targeting
targeted.
people much, much richer than you. And also, I think the government should be taxing the rich
And let's
more.
drive them out
Let me
as
just
well.
finish my point. They should be taxing the rich more and using that money so poor people don't go cold this winter.
Because the richest 1% currently pay 27% of all the income tax. So you want it to go up to about 50%.
And do you know how many millionaires have left this country because of this government's, what they're going to do in the budget?
How many have left? I mean, this is...
9,500 of the richest millionaires have already moved their money out of this country.
They're probably all on that boat we're talking about later.
They've moved because they know what's going to happen to them. Do we really want that to happen? Do we want
Sharon,
to keep targeting
do you
the
think
rich?
that I don't know whether you consider yourself to be wealthy or rich or well off or what, Sharon. I don't mean to pry, but do you think the government
Jeremy, I'm comfortable. I've worked hard to get
That's a great phrase. Brilliant. I don't think they target you, but you don't like the principle anyway, do you?
No, I don't. Absolutely not. I don't think so. No.
Sharon, they'd absolutely target middle-income workers. Yes, they would. Because that's what they regard anyone who earns more.
Listen, we are talking about something absolutely profound. We're talking about thousands of people dying from the cold this winter.
We're not. Nobody.
That's a statistic.
That's a statistic. Please don't use that against me or Sharon, because we have both said. We have both said.
Thank you.
We have both said clearly that the pensioners
Have a good day.
Get that money.
Thank you. So, I'm sorry because I need to get one more call. Mike in Bristol. Hi.
Oh, hello.
What do you think, Mike?
The lady Sarah who was on before saying they should do away with standing orders. Standing charges. Yes. I agree with that. I'm just trying to work it out, and I think if you did away with standing charges, but you increased the unit price by 25%, the average person will be no worse off.
How clever! But you're right. If the person who's got the super big house, and we won't mention the loos again, but they're rich, they've got a mansion, let's say, they will pay more for the heating they use.
Yes.
That's the key. Right. That's clever. That would sort it, actually, Mike. It's just a bit of genius there.
That is good.
Spread the cost of the standing charge across the unit cost. Thank you so much. Later.